Sai Ram. Today's talk is based on a talk given by Srinivas Yoga. Bullet points of the talk were captured and given by a devotee in YouTube. And in that, it starts with this line: only those who are ready for a higher spiritual evolvement will get to see this video and listen to the whole video and contemplate. So, those of you who are going to attend this satsang today, and later those unknown seekers who may listen to this talk and absorb, are the chosen ones who are prepared to take off for traveling to spiritual heights. There are 7 tests prescribed by Paramahamsa Yogananda. We will go through one by one. The 7 steps are 7 stages of self-development or evolvement to be ready for the highest spiritual evolvement, that is self-realization. First test of dissatisfaction. At some point of time, whether one is in spiritual sadhana or not, a deep sense of dissatisfaction may arise, and it does arise for most sadhakas. One develops deep dissatisfaction in life without getting into depression. He tries to fix this dissatisfaction in some way or the other. He gets into relationships, power, possessions, entertainment, moral, immoral things, drink, sex, etc. How does one pass this test? One passes this test when, without trying to fix the dissatisfaction, one just observes his mind, observes all dissatisfaction faced, and gets into inquiry as to why I am facing this dissatisfaction. Is there any positive thing coming into my life subsequently? When one thinks this way, be sure that the soul is communicating with you, that there is something more for you. Don't be dissatisfied. Yogananda calls this as divine discontentment or sacred restlessness, as it is going to take the jiva to a higher pursuit. He is no more desperate to remove this dissatisfaction. Go back to the Love is God session when in the first part, Love for God, he taught you that there comes a stage in your life when all relationships, everything seems to be a big vacuum, and then you turn towards God. So your universe is telling you that this soul is ready for a sincere search. Second test of sincerity. Here, After turning towards spiritual path, after going through dissatisfaction in life, once takes up spiritual sadhana in any path, raja, karma, bhakti, jnana, whatever path, as per his sanskaras and vasanas. Maybe the chosen path is not giving his desired result which he hoped for. Then what happens usually? So what happens, what mistake he does in this? When one path is not yielding results quickly, such people, many people, most of the people, they shift from one path to another path. One course of spiritual reading to another course of spiritual reading. One guru to another guru. One approach to another approach. So Yogananda called this as spiritual tourism. You are never serious in your spiritual sadhana. You are just hunching. Okay, like a monkey mind, you are going hither and thither and searching for, you want good, quick results in sadhana. It doesn't happen. How many previous births of sanskara you are carrying? So suddenly you will not get the results. Okay. 1 minute, he will switch off to European. Okay. So they just want interesting things, interesting study, interesting listening, not real evolvement. Actual evolvement requires commitment. Commitment involves sacrifice. Without sacrifice, one can never progress in sadhana. If they want everything in life, 22 hours or 23 hours and 45 minutes, they want everything in life. And they are not willing to sacrifice 1 hour for sadhana, it will not yield results. So spiritual sadhana needs commitment needs sacrifice. So who all pass in this test? Those who take up a path and they are sincere in that path, genuinely committed, not just curiously pursuing a path with anxiety and fear if this will yield result. So they stop collecting, they start committing. So they give time to spiritual sadhana seriously. For those who have too much of responsibilities as a householder or whatever, depending upon this stage of ashrama, varna ashrama in which they are, one might be able to give only half an hour at his best level. Fine, half an hour. Study daily half an hour. Or if it is possible, 1 hour daily. Earth may go up or the sun may come, the sky may come down, but that 1 hour I am going to commit to sadhana. Okay. Consistent effort, discipline and sustained focus. Altogether in this 2 tests, 50% of those who started, they will fail. Now, third test. Test of persistence. When sadhakas do not experience that divine, get that glimpse of the divine experience, in spite of being sincere for a long time, they pass this test of sincerity. and they are pursuing sadhana for a long time, but nothing is happening. Mind is still disturbed, and the life as though is going on a two track which never meet, the railway tracks, two tracks which never meet together. One is sincere sadhana, another is worldly pursuits. Nothing seems to be working in this spiritual sadhana. What will people do usually? They will give up. Those who came to him from 2011 up to 2020 or 21, out of that, he is being very soft in telling that 50% will fail. Those who came to him in his own experience, 80 to 90% people failed in these two tests, a test of sincerity and test of persistence. Okay, so everything seems mechanical. So there is a temptation to quit everything, call it a day, and go back to normal life, eat, drink, and make merry, enjoy life. Who pass in this test? Those who still continue. Though they are not getting that glimpse, still they believe in the path. And those who have accepted someone as guru, any guru, living guru or not, the guru who is not living, like Ramana or anyone, they never leave up their guru. They never leave up their sadhana. They may modify sadhana to some extent, not drastically. A little bit modification they may do, but they never give up the sadhana. They are all genuine seekers. They are not hobbyists. They have not taken up spiritual sadhana as a hobby. Committed to practice irrespective of not getting results. To put it in very mildly, 60% will fail in this test. Collectively, all three put together. Precisely the two of them. Test of sincerity, test of persistence. Next. Test of humility. We are getting subtler now in the tests. Suppose there are sadhakas who are very sincere and they are practicing sadhana for 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. Committed to sadhana. Sincere, serious, not giving up. Not giving up sadhana, not giving up God, not giving up their guru if they have chosen a guru. Never change your guru. Whomsoever you take, living or not living. So, a day comes when they start getting some spiritual insights. They start getting some glimpses. Intuition starts working. They are sometimes even able to read others' minds. Ego crops in. What happens at this point? Ego makes them believe what all? I have advanced. I have started getting glimpses. I can live in my guru. I have learnt everyday minimum. After all, same thing he is repeating. No need. I have achieved penultimate level. Now just some more, which I will do on myself, and I I. What Hari Subramaniam says, he put up a slide in the bhajan workshop and said, where there is ego, ego, and he put a H before E and ES after O and says, where there is ego, he goes. God goes. God leaves you. Who passes this test? One is humble to the core, even when one starts getting glimpses of divine experience. Not developing ego. Does not feel superior to others who have not experienced what you have experienced. Because you never know how many number of births you have undergone in the past. You never know those whom you are seeing, they are not experiencing. You don't know how many births they have undergone. Maybe you have taken more time, you have taken 10 more births as compared to them. So maybe they will get in the next birth. So even then 88 births they are ahead of you. You never know. So never look down upon those who are not getting the glimpses. Pray for them. Share love. Okay. And don't treat that I have achieved something. Treat it as grace of God. Without His grace, not a grass moves. So just treat this as a natural unfoldment, not the result of your efforts and not your success. Not thinking, I know everything now. Does not respect Guru, who has held your hand when you didn't know anything in spiritual sadhana, who held your hand, any Guru, and he took you to this level where you became qualified to get the glimpse, all because after realization, Narendranath turned to Swami Vivekananda, said, all mistakes, all follies are mine, all wisdoms is of my master. After realization, none of the realized masters have given up their guru. Paramahamsa Yogananda, Swami Krishnananda, the list is endless. Venkateshananda, Vishnudevananda, and Chinmayananda, who all? Nobody gives up their Vivekananda. Okay. Here another 10% or more will fail. Yogananda used to watch the disciples failing in this test of humility. And they used to give them stricter practices. Sometimes what happens after giving advanced spiritual teachings, when the Guru sees that the ego level has risen in a disciple, he will pull him backward. He will go do the grass cutting in the lawns, cook for others, do sweeping. He will give such hard tasks so that the ego goes. But that's all possible only in a proper Guru Shishya Parampara, where the Shishyas have left everything and surrendered to the Guru. If in present day world, Master scolds also, why you are like this? The disciple may slap the Master and go. Psychologically slap the Master, may not be physically. So those were the times masters could scold them. Masters could take them to task. The disciple will never ask them, why you are giving me after teaching me all 5 of the 10 major Upanishads, after teaching me Shankara's treatise and all, why you are putting me to sweeping and cooking? The disciple will not ask. At least he may have Shastra Vasana within him, but no ego towards his Guru. The Guru will be 100% sure, so he could take him to task. Not possible in today's world. Even in the Gurukula, it is not possible. Even Tata, bye bye, see you, the Shishya will walk back. I know I will do everything. So another 10-15% fail. If 15-20% disciples are still remaining, fifth test. So, test of dissatisfaction, test of sincerity, test of persistence, test of humility, fifth test, test of isolation. When you reach an advanced stage in spiritual sadhana, advanced stage in this sense, you don't know where you have reached, but your heart and your mind does not now like extrovertness. It does not like too much of mixing up in the society. It is not interested in all gossips and useless talks. More and more of silence it wants to to be in communion with God, to be in sadhana, to be in meditation even with eyes opened. What will happen? The people around you, it has happened to him 100%. People around you who have seen you as a thorough extrovert, socializing to the core, organizing events, talking non-stop, sometimes gossips. They cannot accept this changed nature, changed outlook of this person who has taken up past the earlier 4 tests, and he is totally sincere in his spiritual sadhana. So what they will say? They will leave him. They will make mockery of him and they will leave him. Why this person is so obsessed with spirituality instead of career, growth, power, money, socializing, etc.? Because they have seen him like that before. So now the change they cannot accept. Nobody, sometimes even in your family or in your immediate circle, understand your spiritual journey and your intensity in the journey. 2012 to 2015, exactly this happened. And those who left him, those who did, they are 99.99%, they are not going to see these videos at all. And of course, he is now not naming anyone. They left because this Satya was not the Satya they liked. What is true friendship? Unconditional, unshakable. Whatever change happens in the other person's environment, nature, whatever happens, unshakable without trace of ego. He took one complete session as Sai as companion in a Sai center in Muscat, only based on Swami's definition of true friendship, where he says unshakable. One who will never leave you, one who will not desire anything from you in return. He's just giving the essence, may not be the exact definition given by Swami, that he might have forgotten, but this was the essence. Okay, only Swami will succeed in that definition. Nobody, not even our spouse, not even our family, not even any brothers, sisters, sometimes not even parents, only Swami. That is why we sing Prana Sakha. form. So, most seekers will failure because whatever we do, heart of heart, because the trace of ego is still there. So, we want community validation for whatever we do. When met with mockery, mostly when we leave the path or will reduce or dilute his practice and start behaving in the old manner dramatically with those people to get the validation from them, to to accept them, accept to make them accept him as buddy again, diluted. Who will pass in this test of isolation? Not disturbed by the society, not disturbed by relations or anybody isolating you psychologically. They may not isolate you physically. They will not say, go, you stupid, get away. Nobody says like that. Psychological isolation, not bother. One who will not dilute his spiritual efforts. One who accepts this isolation. One who does not expect social validation. Yogananda, it seems, experienced this isolation when he moved to West. Not knowing his mission, the family members or even other contemporary masters criticized him that he is moving to the West and he is commercializing yoga, Kriya Yoga. But he knew it is important in his mission to accept this isolation and move to West, where masses required his services more. In such cases, the universe confirms for such beings that this soul can walk alone. This soul can face isolation and yet move ahead. 80-85% people fail. With each test, the failure percentages will keep on increasing and the sustaining percentage will keep on reducing. We are 5 minutes ahead of the time. Good. But anyway, we will have to have the second session. When it is going to be 35 minutes, he will tell you that please, it may stop. You go click the second session, second link. Now it's about 28 minutes. Or maybe more, 32 minutes because we started early. Sixth test. So anytime it stops abruptly, don't worry. Go to the second listing. Wait, give 2-3 minutes for him also to come online. After a couple of minutes, have a glass of water and then click the second link. Okay? Don't go away. Because the real essence is coming now. Sixth test. Test of surrender. The person who has cleared the 5 tests, when he is standing after passing the test of isolation also, he surrenders the doership in the spiritual sadhana. He allows spiritual unfoldment instead of saying, I must achieve realization. I must achieve this by this time. Even that goal, he goes out of his thoughts. Now, everything is happening in his life. No deliberation, not even deliberate, not even self-realization. So what is his state now? It is a state of allowing, not controlling, happening, not deliberating. He accepts that far beyond his control, there is some superpower, super intelligence that is controlling and that is facilitating and that is helping his progress. So he surrenders to that superpower, call it God or whatever, self, universal consciousness, whatever. So we start from divine restlessness, divine disturbance in the first test. Now in the state of surrender, most probably this expression should have been coined by the master Yogananda only. Here he reaches a state of divine relaxation. From divine disturbance, divine restlessness to divine relaxation. Tell me what can there be any other session more practical than this in spiritual sadhana? No Atman, no Brahman, no God, no Bhakti, no Jnana, nothing. Core practical. That is the beauty of teachings of Yogananda. Because he was teaching the Westerners. So he had to be that simple. Yet that penetrating. Anytime it may go now. Okay, within 3-4 minutes, come to the second. It says 3 minutes and 25 seconds remaining. Okay. Now maybe 90% of gone. 10% is remaining. If you take only the Indian population sizes, even 10% have passed through 6 tests also, it is a phenomenon thing. Great thing. Last test. Test of serving. What is this? How come seva has come now? It doesn't come, it's a happening. After surrendering, passing the test of surrendering, it is seva, test of serving. Here at this state, Swami says love is expansion. He has sang a whole song on expansion. Expansion is my love. Love is my form. Truth is my bliss. Okay. So the heart has expanded so much so in spiritual sadhana, and after total surrender of even the efforts, even the fruits of the actions, kayena vacha, he goes beyond, it's happening, he goes beyond the individual liberation. He expands towards the welfare of others. Anytime it may go now, okay? Give a couple of minutes and come again. This is a natural result of expanded consciousness, not a forceful asserting that I should serve others because it is given by Baba. It is given in spiritual books, so I must serve. No. With that thought, he is in the first or second stage only. This expansion of consciousness and treating everyone as his own is a result of passing the earlier 6 tests and having passed the test of surrender. The heart expands to share his experience with others. There is an inner urge now to help all others for collective evolvement. We will pause now because almost the session is ending. We will continue in the second. Some 18 seconds are remaining. Just refresh your thoughts quickly with what all it is and quickly try to think in which stage you are when we are about to click the second session. So we are just refreshing while others are going to join. There is a relevance as to why this test of serving is coming up, or this state of serving is coming up after one has passed the test of surrender. There is a relevance to it, there is a meaning to it, very deep meaning to it. Because only when one has surrendered all efforts, that means he has surrendered his ego. He has surrendered the kartritva, bhoktritva, doership and enjoyership. Till the time you have not surrendered your doership, you have not surrendered even the goal, you have not surrendered your jivahood, till that time it is not, seva is not to be undermined. Even from the first, second stage itself, you keep on serving. Okay. But till the time this total surrender has not happened, till the time the total surrender has not happened, in all your serving others, there will be this ray of ego that I am doing this. Okay. For those who have joined late, just refreshing. Nothing new has been told till now. So till the time that surrender has not happened, your serving will have that doership in you. That is how most of us are doing service. We want our service to be recognized. Taking a photograph with the person to whom we are serving is more important for us. And sharing it in our WhatsApp group is much more important for us. So, service taken up deliberately, but with a sense of ego. That means that surrender has not happened. Okay? After this surrender, test of serving has not been kept anywhere in between. After surrender only. Shivananda Maharaj, he could not accept that line in 2011 when he read one line of Maharaj from Ananda Kote. Only true jnanis are true sevaks. He said, how it can be? There are these Sai devotees who have been serving. May not be they have not attained the jnana, but he took him some time to understand this. That is what he gave in in two talks on service on one of the Samarpan bhajans. I think Dattatreya, Dehi Dehi Tavapada Seva, or some Seva related song. All Seva levels had come. Central level, not state level, and Samiti level. Those were the days. Some 25 Sevaks had come to attend. So, after surrender, whatever is emerging from you is serving the others. Your silence is serving. Your speech, your serving. Your discourse is serving. Physical serving is, of course, serving. Everything is serving. Your scolding is serving. Once you go beyond your ego, that means you have surrendered, then the real service happens, serving happens. The soul is not striving now to get. The soul is now ready to serve, serve, serve. It is no more a selfish liberation, but it is a selfless service. In Tamil, there is a line, Yan petra inbam periga ivvayagam. For the one who doesn't understand Tamil, one of you may not understand. It means whatever I have got, let the whole world get that. Whatever ananda I have got in this path, there is this spirit of serving. This is the highest state prior to realization. Swami Vivekananda said, the world does not need more seekers of personal peace. It needs souls ready to serve, sacrifice, and uplift humanity. This spirit of serving glowed in him. It, like a tsunami, it came from within him from 2011 onwards. But it took a long time to understand. In Tamil, we say, Pathiram arundu pichayadu. So, only for those who seek, you have to give. Even in the Shweta Ashvatara Upanishad, it is said, give spiritual knowledge only to those who seek it sincerely. It took a long time to suppress deliberately. He felt very bad. He feels very bad that he had to suppress that serving this thing. And now he got into silence. Okay, you may have that urge to serve after passing this test, but then the others should be equally wanting what you want to give. Okay. People keep dying and taking birth n number of times as long as they are between step 1 and step 6. After passing step 7 of serving, what happens? 10 minutes we will conclude, and each of one voluntary basis you can share. You can switch on your audio and video and share your thoughts on the sharing today. All these things happen. All the teachings which have been taken till now seems to make perfect sense. Non-dual teachings, transmission of guru to disciple, everything gets unfolded at this stage after clearing all the 7 tests. One is able to understand the theory of karma more precisely. And at this stage, without being contradictory to each other, without questioning why I am not getting his grace, efforts and grace. Grace is also flowing from the divine force. Your efforts are also continuing. Efforts are not stopping. Efforts and growing. Grace are going along together. Doing and being is happening together without the sense of doership. Practice now is expansive. Meditating now not only for own experience, but experiencing that the entire world is the same collective consciousness. There is the same divine self in all. The real expansion of your heart takes place now. You are no more able to hate anybody, even those who slap you. There is only love, ever expanding tsunami of love gushing forth. Though you may keep silent because the others may not want it or may not know the value of it. So, but it flows from in silence. Not only that, the sadhaka radiates, having in is has internal peace, but he radiates that peace which covers the entire universe. Wherever he goes, he radiates that peace. You are at a frequency where sacred teachings, sacred teacher, all are covered in your magnetic frequency. It is not a miracle, it happens. Spiritual experience or spiritual existing is not no more dramatic. Nothing dramatic in spiritual experience happens to you. It has settled now. It is profound yet subtle. Samadhi is no more a dramatic, thrilling experience, but it just happens whenever your eyes are closed. Sahaja Samadhi. One can exist in spiritual community without getting trapped by their politics, by their meanness, by their personal agenda. And those who are in between step 1 to step 6 and and by chance they are following you, whether you are teaching them or whether you are just present, they are just present with you, it gives them an assurance in silence, seeing you, that reaching that stage is possible. For them, spiritual experience sounds more real than dramatic when they are just in your presence. People progress after these 7 steps and ultimately go on to not to attain anything from outside, but to discover their inner true identity, the self. Yogananda says, if one has listened, he has told earlier, but he is repeating it again. One who has listened to this entire 7 steps without getting bored, without switching off, with full interest and has absorbed the 7 steps thoroughly, it does not mean that he is closest to realization. It means he is ready. As compared to others who have not been able to patiently go through, either not attended or not able to absorb these 7 steps and follow this, as against them, you are able to absorb and you are able to appreciate this necessity of passing these 7 steps, then you are at a more easier platform. You are more ready to take up further sadhana in your path to salvation. Where are we in these 7 steps? Need to sit in front of Swami in our puja shrine and find answer in the presence of Swami. Truthfully, you may or may not share with Guru, but Swami knows everything. Contemplate, not contemplate, introspect on each step. Take 1 day per test, 7 days for the 7 tests. List down the gap between each test. Points given for passing the test versus your actual state. Whether you have passed or if gaps are there, what are all the gaps? and take each step the test of passing, points given as test of passing as your goal for passing the test. Suppose you are in second or fourth or fifth, whatever. Or if someone has passed all the 7 tests, wonderful. In between, if you are there, take make a gap analysis, take the test of passing from the talk and note down where you are, what is the gap between your state and the test of passing state, and work towards passing with those points and move to the next test. By the time in this birth itself, very soon, whatever, wherever, whenever you are past these 7 tests, means your heart would have expanded like anything. And the goal will seem not very far off for you. Jai Sai Ram. It's voluntary, not compulsory. Anyone who wants to share their thoughts, their experience, they can switch off the audio video mode and share. Or those who, if at all, one just wants to go silently, they can leave also. It is voluntary for them. If you feel like sharing with your master, you can share. Okay? Sai Ram.